So probably my two favorite parts of a speech is the introduction and the closing, also referred to as openings and closings. This is the most important part of your speech for a couple of reasons. The big one we'll start with the opening is you want to get your audience's attention. This is their first preview to what you're going to be talking about for however long. So after the screencast, I hope that you have learned some tactics to be able to get your audience's attention and understand how to summarize main points. So when we're going to start with the introduction, and there are basically 4 steps that your book highlights: attention getters, topic introduction, demonstration of importance, and preview of the presentation. A good opening should have all 4 of these elements. The first one being attention getter. This is how you get the audience's attention so that they want to listen more. A topic introduction should give them an idea of what you're going to talk about. However, it's not something where you just come out and say what it is. And it isn't necessarily the first thing that says either. Number 3 is demonstrate the importance. Why are you talking about this? And the answer is not because you have to give a speech on it, but why did you pick this topic? In the assignment last week, every one of you gave a really good reason for why you picked this topic. Whether you were interested about it or you didn't know a lot about it, but you wanted to know more to make your own decisions, all of that is important and that should be conveyed to your audience. And the fourth thing you should do is preview the main points of your presentation so they know what to expect. So when I say attention getter, these are some great examples of it. Giving a statistic. I had a student once talk about the dangers of texting and driving, and she gave a really good statistic to start off her presentation, and it was something like, look around this room and X amount of people are texting and driving every day out of this class, and X amount of people will get in an accident in the time of their lifetime. It was something just very, very startling that got my attention. A rhetorical question. So this is asking your audience a question that you don't want them to raise their hand and answer, but you want them to think about. And it should be something that really stops them in their tracks and makes them reflect. A quote. This is always good, especially if you're kind of struggling and you don't know where to start. Find someone that we all know that said something important about your topic. Telling your story is one of the most powerful ways to open up a speech and really adds an element of realness and helps build that connection between your audience and yourself. So there should be a fair amount of you that have a personal reason to why you wanted to give this speech on this topic. Tell us about it. Tell us a story of something that happened to you that made you interested in this. Tell me the relation you have between it, or even if you're not even in it, tell us a story of someone else who went through it. Basically, an attention getter can be anything related to the topic that will draw attention. I had a student once give a speech about deer hunting in nature, and he started off by telling a story and then pulled from behind his back a pair of deer antlers and talked about how he found it in the woods. And as soon as he pulled that out, everyone was looking right at him, paying attention, and they were intrigued because they weren't quite sure where his speech was going to go from that. So basically, the more creative, the better when it comes to a good attention getter. These are what I like to call mood killers. This is things that I commonly hear in openings of presentation that really make your audience stop listening. Starting with, my name is. Not that we don't want you to include your name, but it shouldn't be the first thing out of your mouth. My topic is. That's another one. Although you have a very clear topic statement, purpose statement, you shouldn't directly say it. They don't need to know your topic right away. Give that statistic or tell us a story, and then you can wrap around into, I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z. I think that's a great transition into it, but I wouldn't want you to just start your speech with, today I'm going to talk about, or my name is, my topic is, hi, I'm, anything like that. There's more creative ways of introducing yourself and introducing your topic. Another big mood killer is Don't feel rushed to start your speech. If you need a second when you get up there to get your thoughts, that is absolutely okay. Take a second, start your opening strong. Try to avoid saying or any of these things that I listed above, and you will be in great shape. 15 seconds. That's how long it takes for the audience to decide if they want to stop listening or continue to listen to your speech. We're going to move on and talk about closings, but closings are important for the same but opposite reason. Most people remember the last 30 seconds of your speech and the first 15 seconds. That's not to say it's not important what you have in the middle. It just means that you really want to up that level for your opening and closing. All right, now we're going to move on and talk about the closing. So the closing of a speech is really 2 steps. You want to review the main points. Like we said, they remember the last 30 seconds of the first 15 seconds. So you want to make sure that those points that you made in the middle, it should only be about 3 to 4 points. You want to review those points, synthesize it so that they have a good takeaway understanding of what you talked about. And the last thing you're going to do is a concluding device. A concluding device is basically the same thing as your attention getter. It's a statistic, it's a question, it's a quote. It's something to wrap it all together, put a bow on it, and get your audience's attention as you close out your speech. All right, and that is all I have for this one.